Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Phil, why don't you say a few things? Just talk, say something.
Hi, I'm Phil Riehlman, and I'm here to show you some new product.
Wow, that's so exciting. All right, let's see how. Hello, everybody. This is a Lamley Sneak Peek Showcase. You might be familiar with this feller. Phil, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Phil Riehlman. Are you the veteran now? Are you with Mark Jones retiring?
I am the veteran.
You are the.
Yep.
Do you? He had the Godfather nickname. Do you take that on, or do you have your own?
I don't know. Charlie, do I have a nickname? You gotta ask one of the other guys.
I know you're a Dodge brother.
There you go.
Yeah, Ralph and I have Dodges, so.
Okay.
Dodge brothers.
So there you
Anyways.
go. So you're Dodge brothers, and we'll, if we have to think of some old guy, we all love getting those nicknames, right?
Yeah,
Mine is
yeah,
Pops. It's a long story. I'll tell it another time. But you got some stuff here, and we've had you. I think this is maybe the third or fourth time that we've done this with you.
A couple of times.
Yeah, it's been fun to do, and we really appreciate. You're still working on the same.
So working on 143rd and Elite64
Okay.
mainly right now. So I do some other cars along the way, but those are the two lines I'm mainly responsible for.
I think last time you did show us too. You did the Corolla that we saw in Premium, which has been hitting now, and everyone's been gobbling up. But yeah, I really am excited to get to this. So let's start. Yeah, you've got some Elite64 stuff in front, and so I'll let you kind of guide and walk us through what you're working on.
So yeah, we got this coming out very soon.
I am so excited for this.
This is a very large Elite64,
Yes.
as opposed to what usually is Elite64. It's a Freightliner Cascadia, and it's die-cast, 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 and die-cast. There's a lot of metal in that thing. It's got a little flap-down thing, and it's made for you to put your Elite64 cars on, and your other cars too.
Anything else, right?
Anything else you want to do?
We're allowed.
Done in satin black with the glossier graphics, subtle graphics on there. And
Do you mind if I
Black
want to
gold.
pick, like, when you say die-cast on die-cast, you're not kidding, right? I mean, this is metal.
Yep.
Obviously, the frame is metal. We're talking just about the cab. And then, oh my goodness, look at the detail down there. So Elite64, I mean, you can talk about it quickly. I think most people are now familiar with Elite64. I think it's been out, what, a year and a half now?
Yep. Sold on Mattel Creations.
Yep.
And it's a high parts count, highly decoed little cars that sell for around $20. We have also Mod Shop, which the Tacoma was the first one out of the Mod Shop.
Right,
the
so you can
Toyota Tacoma.
do some of the modifications.
So we
It looks like we got more
of
of that.
those to show you here. In a
So it
little bit.
really is, you're kind of like walking through a different door with Elite64 in terms of like the approach to these compared to some of your base, even like your basic to your premium models as well. This is really just a whole different kind of deal.
It's more of it's less our standard Hot Wheelization that we do, that we have through basics all the way through RLC, that has a certain Hot Wheels aesthetic to it. This is a little bit true to scale. Still has the Hot Wheels DNA of it as far as vehicle selection and stuff like that. But it's more, and it also has unique wheels and tires to the vehicle, so that we aren't.
So you're starting completely from scratch when you do it.
Now, in the case of Mod Shop, we may reuse some of those wheels.
Sure.
Now and there, but it's not like we have standard barbells, so they're all sized correctly and to scale and all that kind of stuff.
It's and I don't know how many cars we're in, maybe 10 or 11 I think that people have been able to buy, and I see something like this, and this to me is kind of like it's Elite64 realized in a sense. Like, you're seeing not only the expansion of like how these cars are approached and the details, but a whole new, I mean, this truck is very new, and it's very cool to see. I think just in terms of details, and that really is apparent in the chassis here, and how you're seeing like the fact that we are getting proper number of wheels and axles and everything else on these as well. And this is heavy. I could just sit here and play with this for a very long time. And what I do like about this too, and I'm sorry, you're the one talking this through, but I'm reacting as I see this because I've been so excited to see this truck. I like the simplicity of it too, though. So there's a ton of detail, but like enough detail for it to be super realistic, and it looks so good like this, but also it's not gonna break on you. This thing is
it's still
really
pretty durable.
Yeah,
and still got that going on.
It has got so much good weight and heftiness to it, which I really dig.
By the way, Mark Jones started this.
He did.
So,
okay.
And then he retired halfway through it. So
you took over.
Took over from there, and then Christina did the deco on
it. Instead of just trying to put some cars on this now, why don't we use some of the stuff that you're gonna go through, and if we want to add a couple cars later, we can. But because I kind of want to see this come together too, in terms of like, so you did mention there's this piece here, so you just roll the cars in and do all that kind of stuff. Cool.
All right.
Okay.
So we've got something from Mod Shop that's coming out very soon as well. I'm not sure which of these vehicles. I know this is further down the road.
Okay.
I'm not sure if this comes out before this or not. But we have a Land Rover Discovery, and we have it. We have enough parts in there that you can build it in 3 different versions. Of course, you can do it any way you want.
Sure.
But there's 3 primary versions. There's sort of a semi-stock version with just custom alloys on it.
Yeah.
And custom paint job with a flat hood that kind of harkens back to the old off-road competition.
It has a very simple, like cool, like old school look to it. Yeah.
And then there's a contemporary Overlander kind of look.
Yeah.
Vehicle here, and it's got the rooftop tent, the recovery boards, a snorkel, and it's got the alloy wheels on it, and of course a tire swing with the fuel cans and custom bumper, because you can switch out the bumpers, and a custom rear bumper too. Shovels and axe and awning and all that.
And all that stuff can just be added to it.
And it's all part of the kit.
Yeah.
So it's all in there.
I really like the detail on that.
Yeah.
Like on the is that a suitcase up top? I can't. Is that a tarp covered something like it?
This is a bed. This is a tent bed.
Okay, got it. All right.
So-
Yeah, and I love the detail on that.
Yeah, and you can take off the one mirror and you can put on the snorkel, and
Oh, that's so cool.
and then the next version has a different snorkel. So
Okay, show it to me. So you can modify this in 3 different ways.
yeah,
Obviously in the mix and match. If
and
you
this
can.
is sort of a vintage competition, harkening back to the old days when they were running these and all kinds.
There's
of
a
competition.
I know you won't say it, but there's a camel vibe to this. But I mean, that's the first thing that comes to mind immediately. We kind of know the direction it's going.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You got the old school snorkel and the rooftop carrier and the recovery boards and all that kind of stuff going on. The steely wheels.
And so the wheels obviously are replaceable too.
Yeah, you can take those off and replace those.
That's so cool.
They just actually, we're coming up with a tool which I forgot to bring, but you just can pull them apart.
Oh.
And then put them back together like this, so they're pressure fit.
Yeah,
And
you're good.
One thing I forgot about, I must have lost it along the way. This has also the original brush guard
Oh, okay. So that's another piece.
that's missing
Somewhere.
Yeah, I must have either lost it or something along.
Someone will figure it out.
Yep.
Someone will figure it out. Those look amazing. So that's coming out soon.
Soon,
It
pretty
looks
soon.
it's totally done.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. I'm totally done with it.
Okay.
So.
It looks so cool.
And then same mod shop, Elite64 mod shop. We're coming out with this Gladiator, Jeep Gladiator. And you can do it sort of the stock Gladiator, or you can do this radical Overlander version.
So what does that go over the
So
bed?
These come off,
Oh, the whole piece? Okay.
and then you can take
Check that
this apart. And you just put that on there.
That's so rad.
Put this on there, and so they aren't fully tuned yet. These are EPs, so the
Sure.
snaps are not snapping very well or anything. But,
So there's a few steps to take still.
yeah, but you can change out the front bumper and all that kind of stuff. So
That is so. And so, are you like? Obviously, this is a direction that you've been working on, and we're seeing. Is this the third? So there was the
This
truck.
would be the third. So there's the Toyota,
Yeah.
then the Land Rover, and then the Jeep Gladiator.
I think these are
We have
really
more
cool.
coming
So there are others in the works.
in the mix.
That's fantastic. I think those look really cool.
Yeah, you know, these are EPs, so that they just throw paint on it. I
Yeah.
actually like the silver and gray two-tone look.
It does look cool. So that's not intended.
That's not intended. That's just they throw any kind of color on there, and it's just like I actually kind of like it.
I was gonna ask. It does work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That is really cool. I love that grill. Okay, so yeah, so we're seeing these. This is very much like when we saw. I can't remember all the models you showed last time with Elite64, but this is a very specific utility almost. I mean, you've got the off-roaders, and then of course this truck. It's fantastic. I do see one other.
And yes, so Charlie's been doing a lot of work for me on both the Elite line and
Charlie, come on over.
my
over.
143rd line.
Sorry, there's a rug. I can't really
So,
swing that.
You
well.
tried to do the
Yeah,
weekend update slide, and it didn't totally work. did
I
it?
tried to. It didn't work as well.
You were Bob Barker in the last one, so
I
now
was.
in the last video we did. Now you get to be whatever guest is on Weekend Update. So
Yeah.
is this your casting, Charlie?
Yes, this is my casting. My first Elite 64 that's coming out. There will be many more coming.
So you will be So Charlie, actually tell us, what are you working on these days?
So I'm kind of everywhere, I feel. So my main thing is I work with Dwayne on extensions. So I'll do Super X, Track Fleet, and Pullbacks 43rd.
Yeah.
And then I've been working with Phil too and doing Elite 64 and Premium 43rd. And then I also do some Premium and then some Basic. So
Yeah, and you did Rexy.
Yeah.
Right? And you did the Datsun truck. So
Datsun
you've got your hands on two very popular models right now
Yeah, it's a good
that are
year.
just hitting right now. Yeah.
and
so
I'm hoping this one's also popular.
I don't think there's going to be any difficulty in making this one popular.
Yeah, so this is a 1989 Toyota Hilux Stadium truck. A truck that was raced back in the day.
Do you mind if I pick it up?
Yeah, please go ahead. And this one was a very interesting one. Obviously, there are no real ones of these that you can just go and check out
Sure.
to find all the details. So I think that was probably one of the difficult things, was making sure we had all the right detail and that it was period correct, and everything in there felt, like you would find in the real one. And
Are they hard to get because they are all just so destroyed during races or something? They're just
yeah, they just they're probably in a museum somewhere
Sure.
in California.
right.
So accessibility isn't right there, but we did our best in finding photos and videos and whatnot. Actually, that was probably one of the best ways to find information on this car, was through a video that someone had taken back in 1989
Really?
from the Coliseum race. And it was pretty cool because these cars would do their kind of rotation around the Coliseum, but then they would go up the stairs through the Coliseum gate. And
Really?
Yeah, they just jumped through the famous Coliseum
Yeah.
gate. So I thought that was really neat. So I found a lot of photos and videos through there, and that's where I got a lot of the information on it. And one thing you'll notice on this is it actually has a front camber, because
that.
a lot
Yeah.
of the trucks would have camber because they were jumping and they needed support for landing and also
Yeah.
for the turning around, because it's easier to tip over these trucks when you're going that fast.
When I see old videos of these, you do see that's one of the more noticeable elements of them. There's kind of this, you could just they almost look like they have a big cushion.
Yeah.
The way they drive like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really neat. Yeah, I'm really excited about this one, and I hope people like it. It was quite a lot of work.
It's sweet.
Nice.
It's sweet. This is good stuff. All right.
Yeah, and we got a lot more coming. I wish I could show you more on
Yeah.
on Elite, but we got some really exciting stuff coming down.
We
the
got
road,
St. Louis.
so-
We got St.
Yeah.
Louis.
Yep,
Yeah.
we'll have more for you in
Yeah.
St. Louis.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Do you want to move on to the other stuff as well?
Sure. Let's make some room here.
I should have shown footage of that rolling off, but that's all good. Yeah. I really just want to play with the truck. I'm so into that rig, and I cannot wait to get that. Do we have any idea when the rig's coming? We don't have our marketing
I
guru here
think-
with Tiff, but
Yeah.
it's pretty soon.
You'd have
I
to
think.
check with Tiff, but I think it's like a week or two
Okay, so real
type
soon.
of thing. So I think it's going to be out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm all
on,
over that.
on Bentel Creations
I
pretty
am
quick.
all over that. Okay, cool. All right, we got some other stuff.
All right, so first up we have the recolor of the GTR tool.
Oh, you're gonna do the unveiling here. I like this. They're around the corner. People
let's
can't
do
see them.
that. Let's do that.
Okay.
So we had base Millennium Jade in
Yes.
the first one.
Very
and
popular.
Now we've got the Bayside Blue version coming out soon.
I never saw this one in the store. Like
Yeah,
it,
no, I haven't either.
it vanished as quick. I think as soon as it hit the pegs, it was gone. And I don't think blue's going to have any difficulty
No,
replicating
it's
that.
pretty popular color.
Yeah.
So Millennium Green gets a little bit. Some people like it. Some people love it.
Yeah,
Some people don't like it. But
It's a
the
Skyline.
blue. Yeah.
it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So same casting, everything. We're just getting it now in the.
Yep.
in the new
so
color.
That's the new color.
Okay, awesome.
And then from there, I ended up breaking off the mirror when I was throwing these in the box. But just
That's
imagine
okay.
there's another mirror there.
Yeah, you guys, I like to almost tell people like sometimes when I get sneak peeks, and there's paint chips and everything else, like you beat these things up, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
get your samples, and
Well,
that's almost in
I
kind
was
of the deal.
running late today, so I was literally throwing these in baggies and throwing them in a box. So
Why don't you just make it up and just lie and say I was testing these to make sure they were perfect for all of you?
No, well,
I was throwing them off the roof. I
That's
was,
basically what's happening. So, and these aren't like basic cars; they're made for kids. So
Yeah.
they're more detail oriented.
Sure.
So they're pretty durable, but
No, they are.
if you
They
throw
are.
them in a box, they might.
Yeah, if you want to break the mirrors off, you'll be able to
Yeah.
break the mirrors
Yeah.
off, right?
Yep. So this was started by Paul DeLorean.
Okay.
So we're getting almost ready for that to come out. And
It's totally done, right?
It's almost there. We got a
couple
few
things.
things they got to tweak and fix.
Mirrors.
It's got to add at least one mirror, right?
At least one mirror.
Yeah.
But it's close there. So
Yeah, that looks really good. I do like the detail in the wheels too. You've got some nice thin spokes on there to really show off the brakes.
yeah, we try to get those wheels as close as possible.
They look amazing.
Sometimes the spokes are so thin we can't quite do it 100%. But
Those look really good to me.
yeah,
Awesome.
Those came out pretty good. And then we've got a Toyota 4Runner right here.
Oh.
Overlander. And when I started doing research from this car, I saw that I don't think as far as I know, nobody's done this vehicle. I haven't found any die cast on it or model kits or anything on it. So I thought,
As an Overlander or just in general, the vehicle itself?
the Gen 3 4Runner.
I'm trying to think. I don't know if I've seen it.
No, and it's very popular, the Gen 3. So
Yeah.
it's like, this is the one to do.
It's kind of when you think 4Runner, it's kind of the silhouette
Yeah.
you think of.
I mean, this is the generation that really took
Yeah,
off, right?
yeah, I do remember.
So we did that and got all the details on there, the rooftop bed, the awning, the recovery boards, the farmer jack, got custom bumpers and brush guards and headlights and
Yeah, that is awesome.
all that kind of stuff on it. So it's sort of a contemporary Toyota color on it.
Yeah. It's a great color, and I love the
forget what
combination of
color
the
that's
wheels.
called, what that is called, but yeah.
I'd call it brown, but that's I'm boring that way. So
The
tan.
technical
Yeah.
Toyota name for it.
Yeah, I know.
Sandstorm.
It'll be something like that, right?
Yeah. So, something cool.
Yeah.
And next I have a car that we brought up from 164th. It's Mark Jones' car.
The Mustang.
The Nova.
Oh, that's the Nova.
That's the Nova.
I did this to you last time. There was something you pulled out. I got it totally wrong, and then I had to do a double take and then realize what I was looking at.
Yeah, I lovingly call it the Marca Nova. So it's got an opening hood. If I'm trying to open the grill,
Sure.
There we go. So it's
Wow.
sort of NASCAR components, some stock car engine and.
If people ever wonder if I prepare for these videos, I don't. You pull these things out, and yeah, that is the Nova. That's so cool.
That is the Nova, and did a little bit more detail on it than the basic car.
Sure.
But Yeah, so
That's such a wild design.
it's almost there. It's got a few things that need to be,
I think the rear is cool.
you know.
Yeah, it really is.
It is.
It really is.
Yeah, and Nova means new,
Fun.
so maybe it should be Nova Mark, new Mark.
Yeah,
New Mark?
as opposed to retired Mark. Wow, that is fantastic. I love that. Yeah, I'll have to get some more detail on that engine, or like to get some close-ups on it, because that's phenomenal. I love that. I love that. I thought when I saw it in passing that I was looking at the Mustang. I didn't even, and I was like, no, that is the Nova. That's
new.
fantastic.
That's all new.
Okay.
Now, further down the road, I'm showing it to you at the EP stage. We got a 917.
Wow.
And yeah, Paul worked on this one as well. But yeah, it'll have an opening back.
Oh,
back
wow.
end. So,
Yeah, you know what? To me, the 917's rear is such a thing, and because
Yeah.
it's just the tires, just the
it's an
wideness of the
amazing
wheel.
car. It's iconic.
And this going a little larger scale, and the fact that you can play with some of those details, because I would imagine that like replicating the rear end of this car has got to be tough. Just
Yeah.
because of there's just a look to it that's
Yeah.
kind of difficult.
Yeah, just the nature of the car. It's a hard
Yeah.
car to do at any scale, really. Front difficult, hard to get those little fender vents and stuff, the through holes there.
It's actually like this is the first time I'm looking at it, and I mean this could pass, just especially its stance where the wheels sit and everything. You could make that. You put the right diorama behind it. That looks like a real car.
Yeah.
That is so cool. And I say that we could say that about a lot of cars, but I say it about this one because this is when you want, like, it's not just the silhouette is one thing, and I'm just speaking from from a distance as a fan, but like there's certain angles of this that you just want right of that Porsche, and it's so cool to like I'm seeing them, and that's really, really exciting to.
Yeah, I'm looking
see.
forward to see this done and with a polished window tool,
Sure.
and full deco and ready to go.
I kind of like it in the plain red with the black rims too.
Yeah, it's actually almost looks like it's there. If it wasn't for the window and the
Yeah.
gray plastic here and
Sure.
stuff, you'd probably think it's probably. And
I could have this could have passed as like this is what we're doing. We're doing like a track version of the
Yeah,
of the 917, and I would have totally believed you on that. 'Cause it's
Pre-graphics.
Exactly. That looks amazing. That looks amazing. Okay.
yeah, and that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's a pretty
That's
good
it.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this stuff looks fantastic. I myself, as you probably can tell by my reactions, I'm most excited for what you bookended. I really am excited about the hauler. I'm really excited about that 917. But all of these, like, what'd you call them again? Mod
Shop.
Mod Shop. That's it.
Mod Shops.
I'll get it right one of these days. It's cool to see. But these are some fantastic models, and I do like. We as collectors are getting used to the 143. We're getting used to the Elite 64 because they are new directions for Hot Wheels, and it's nice to have the veteran on these. Are you enjoying doing these?
I always like. I seem to be. I was on Hot Wheels ID before.
Sure.
So I am the guy that ends up taking on some of the newer stuff.
Sure.
Newer directions. Hey, let's try this. Get Phil on it.
Where's Phil? Where's Phil?
So yeah, and this won't be the last here either. So
Really?
So you'll be seeing some more stuff
Oh,
at this show.
well, I'm very excited. Okay,
yeah,
well,
Rob's
check it out.
working on one. So
Okay,
Rob Mathis. So.
okay, and
Yeah.
Rob does some awesome work too.
And
So.
there's some really cool castings we're doing on both lines that I think collectors will really like. Just things that we can't really achieve in a premium.
Sure,
So
sure.
I think I'm excited. I can't wait for you guys to see it.
I am eager to see these lines expand, and that's into various elements of car culture, and obviously to like racing, and the fact that you can expand what you can do technically with these is very exciting. So it'll be really neat to see as that line kind of establishes itself. So
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. I'm super excited about all of them. Well, I appreciate you guys taking some time. I know you're busy at these, and signing autographs, and then and I know about the California convention too. It's too close to work, so you also have to work too. So I appreciate you guys, you guys coming over here and doing that. So I'll let you get out of here, but I really do appreciate you sharing that with us.
Cool.
Phil,
Cool.
Charlie, thank you.
Thank
Talking
you.
to you.
Bye.
Take care.
Later.